Good morning, friends. Let's have a look at how to write an ideal paragraph. Paragraph writing in English language always deals with the grammatical value of the paragraphs that we write. So, when the topic covered, we can easily write a paragraph by just only judging the topic that is being given. So, we will look in this video how to write an ideal paragraph. A paragraph is actually a collection of related sentences dealing with one topic. That is, a topic which is given to us can be related with so many sentences and can be concluded with a specific idea. This can be known as a paragraph. In a paragraph writing, we need to focus on the topic and connect to the sentences related to the topic and conclude the lines. So, what is a paragraph? It consists of one or more sentences discussing in a single thought. For English and literature classes, your paragraphs must always be 5 to 7 sentences. A paragraph should never have more than one idea. The sentences must be related to the main idea. So in a paragraph, you cannot skip the idea of the topic. You have to stick to the topic or the central idea of the paragraph. Now, we will look at the author's purpose. For example, if before writing a paragraph, you always need to figure out what kind of purpose you have while writing the paragraph that is being given to you. Are you writing it to persuade, for information, to entertain, or share feelings? These are some of the purposes that you can understand before writing a paragraph. This is a very important thing before writing any kind of work. Now, what are the types of paragraph? The types of paragraph can be expository. An expository paragraph is meant to inform. It provides information or explains a subject, or it gives steps and shows how to do something. Persuasive. A persuasive paragraph is meant to persuade. It proves your belief or feeling about something. So, when you use expository or persuasive paragraphs, you need to understand the meanings. This paragraph writing can be of descriptive. A descriptive paragraph is meant to entertain. It tells what the subject looks, sounds, feels, or tastes, and also smells like by using vivid imagery. So with using of imagination and writing styles, you can describe a paragraph. Narrative. A narrative paragraph is meant to entertain. It tells a story. So the story or an incident which we record will be under narrative paragraph. So, sharing feelings must to tell the reader what you are thinking. So, for example, when you write for sharing, you actually use journals, diaries, or letters. So when you write journals or diaries or letters, you are actually sharing your feelings. So this can also be one type of a paragraph writing that you may take up. If, for example, you are given to write journals or diaries, you can use this kind of description of the paragraph. Writing to entertainment, it means to amuse someone. Example, fictional stories, comics, poems, jokes, or riddles. These can be used to write entertainment or amusing feelings of a person in the paragraph. There are many types of paragraphs, and one of them can be to entertainment. Writing to inform. When a person writes paragraphs to inform about something is known as writing to information. For example, news reports, research papers, school newsletters, instruction, maps, and graphs. All this comes under writing to inform. So, these kinds of paragraphs will have all the details regarding the topic. So, sticking to the content of the topic, we need to write the paragraphs. Writing to persuade means to try to convince someone to think the same way you do. For example, advertisement, newsletters, editorials, posters, junk mail, etc. All these comes under writing to persuade. When you persuade someone, it means you are convincing that whatever you are thinking is right. So, when you have any target given to you, in writing, you can use writing to persuade style. Author's purpose. So, after understanding the types of paragraph, now you can again know the purpose with which you are writing the paragraph. As we have discussed about, you can write about how to persuading someone, about informing, about entertaining, or about just sharing your feelings. That is in the journals or letters or diaries. So, these all will come under different types of paragraphs. Now, let us look at what a topic sentence is. The topic sentence, which expresses the main idea of a paragraph. It is usually the first sentence of a paragraph, and it contains the central idea. It also makes the most general sentence in a paragraph. So, it is always related to the topic. So, whatever topic you are given, make a central or make a topic sentence of that topic, and try to make a topic sentence out of it. This topic sentence will clearly give the idea of the topic. Example of a topic sentence can be, there are 3 reasons why Canada is one of the best countries of the world. So if we want to understand, if we want the central idea Canada to be given in the passage, then we need to relate this kind of idea to this topic sentence. Then comes the supporting sentence. The supporting sentence develops, explains, and supports the main idea of the paragraph. It contains facts, examples, and details. It also explains why the main idea is true. So, regarding the sentence which we looked before, we can say that we need to support the idea of this topic sentence that we have chosen. So, in the same way, we will choose a supporting sentence like this. That first, Canada has an excellent healthcare system. Second, Canada has a high standard of education. And finally, Canada's cities are clean and efficiently managed. So these sentences support the first or the topic sentence that we took up in the paragraph. So in this way, you can relate the supporting sentence, and you can add many more such sentences which will help you to relate it to the topic sentence. Then in the last comes a concluding sentence. It is usually the last sentence of the paragraph which restates the main idea and is used to finish the paragraph or to prepare the reader for the following paragraph. So you can understand how the concluding sentence is used. So in the same idea, if we go, we can use the same concluding sentence in a way to conclude or to end the paragraph, or maybe to restart another paragraph. So this can be a concluding sentence. As a result, Canada is a desirable place to live. For those reasons, Canada attracts a lot of immigrants. Wouldn't you like to live there? Canada is a great model for other countries to follow. So these kinds of sentences from the three above given, you can choose any one of the following and conclude the paragraph you have written. So this was a small example of how to write and conclude your paragraph. Now let us look at how to analyze if we have already written the paragraph. So which of the following examples cannot be used as a topic sentence and why? So just read out all the three and answer to yourself and analyze that from the three of the given sentences, which one could you use for the topic sentence and which you will not use as a topic sentence. And also understand why we will not use that kind of sentence in a topic sentence, as we have already discussed about it. Now let us see the structure of the paragraph. Through the centuries, rats have managed. So here you can read this paragraph and understand how it is related with each other and try to judge what kinds of sentences are used here. You can also see the types of sentences which we have already discussed, like the topic sentence, the supporting sentence, and the concluding sentence. So let us have a look. So the topic sentence will be, through the centuries, rats have managed to survive all efforts to destroy them. This is the topic sentence of our paragraph. And in the middle, there are some sentences which we call it as supporting sentences, which are used for supporting the central idea of the paragraph. And in the last, we have the concluding sentence. In spite of all our efforts, these enemies of ours continue to prove that they are the most indestructible of pests. That is, we cannot destroy them. So here, when writing a paragraph, always remember to check the content, the structure, and form. These three are important because the content of the paragraph is a must, so that it gives the clear picture of what is there in the paragraph. The structure, which we saw right now about the topic sentence, supporting sentences, and the concluding sentences, will always give a paragraph a great look, and a form, that is, in which form you have used the paragraph. The content, that is, develop one central idea. This makes your paragraph easy to understand. Focus on the main idea. You can elaborate and add explanations, details, and examples to the supporting sentences. So when you use the supporting sentences, you will use all the examples, all the elaborations in the next supporting sentences, so that the content will look more available and easy to adopt, easy to understand. Then the structure, that is, make sure your paragraph has one topic sentence, as many supporting sentences as you need, and a concluding sentence. So in this way, you can use these important features of a paragraph to write a very great and ideal paragraph of your choice. It can be any paragraph, any simple topics that you take up, but when you use these structures, when you use these forms, and when you use your content very well, you can ideally make a very great paragraphs. Now the form. Make sure your paragraph has a 5-space indentation. There are no limits or blank spaces in between sentences, and that you while write clearly and simple sentences, and check your spelling and grammar. So always before completing your paragraph, after writing it, please have a look, have it checked it thoroughly 1 or 2 times, and then only you make it a final draft of it. Now, what do I use as support? So support should come in 2 forms, both of which you should use specific examples and quotations. So here it is given if we are using the supporting sentences, what other things we can use. So in the supporting sentences, you can use specific examples which are related. Always remember that they are related to the topic that is being conveyed to in the paragraph, and always use quotations that are also relevant. Don't use irrelevant things in the support. Now, open-end questions also can be used. Open-end questions are actually the questions that do not give the answer in yes or no. They always have the answers in them, which will help the readers to explain or give details or make connections. So these types of questions will if added to the paragraph will give a great idea, because even after reading the paragraph, the readers always will be in the thought of the open-ended questions. The additional details which you can add is titles of the story should be put in quotation marks, and titles of novels, plays, or larger works of literature or movies should be underlined. So whatever you are using in the passages, in the paragraphs, if you are using kind of titles of the stories, you use quotation marks to show them, and you underline the titles of the novels or plays that you use in the paragraph, if there are any. Then what should I avoid? So here are some of the important things that you can avoid. You can read it on yourself. It is very easy that we don't have to repeat the words. We don't use the sentences twice in a paragraph, and don't make it very lengthy. It should be cut, straight cut and to the point, and it should not, you should not use words or letters or sentences that always repeats within each other, so that it will not give a very great look. So to have a better understanding, so you can use it in that way. Now a sample paragraph is given over here. You can read the paragraph. You can understand yourself that what kind of statements are used over here, the topic sentence, the supporting sentences, and the last one, that is the concluding sentence. So here you can see that they have used a question: how many sisters and daughters can say that they lived their lives like Saint Therese lived hers? This is the question that we just saw. So in this type of questions you can use, so that you can make a patch on the reader's mind of always thinking on that direction. Then how to judge the paragraph, these are the things that are given. You can read them, and you can always relate these questions with the paragraphs that you write, that what is the main idea of the paragraph, have you really understood the main idea yourself, and then you have made the paragraph. So all these things are covered or not. That's all. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you have liked it, and we will surely meet next time. Till then, have a great time, and bye bye. Hope you liked it. Thank you very much.